What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to your home for everything local sports. It's JJ.
And Mike.
And Tyler, and this 562 Classic video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company, currently open and available for takeout.
This video originally produced for the Gazette Sports and now brought to you this classic recall as part of our partnership with the Long Beach Post.
We are going to the 2013 CIF Division II Girls Soccer Semifinal. Also one of the craziest games we've ever covered. Long Beach Wilson at Great Oak. Maybe the best Wilson girls soccer team ever. Almost the entire starting lineup went on to play at the next level. Sammy Reinhardt, Claire Oates, Katie Pratt-Thompson, Samantha Moreno, Nikki Volgaris, Maddie Grieve. We could go on and on. They're all playing for the great Dalton Kaufman, who was a former coach and came back. This was his first year back.
Yeah, and he's still back now. Moreno actually led the CIF Southern section, only allowed 9 goals coming into this game against a very good Great Oak team that had some crazy playoff wins, which we'll talk about a little bit more later.
Yeah, wins you might not have believed. The Wilson boys team made the long drive to show their support.
And before Golden Hour was a thing, JJ went out at Golden Hour and got the teams all lined up for this one. And buckle your seatbelts, it's a great one.
She didn't score in this game, but this was definitely Maddie Grieve's best game. She just created all over the place. We saw Sierra Skelly score a lot of goals like that on the counterattack, but this just didn't feel like Wilson's day early on. And then in the 7th minute, this throw-in that really wasn't supposed to be a throw-in, it was a bad call, ends up as a goal. I didn't believe it, but they also scored a throw-in goal in the 7th minute in the round before this one. So it was deja vu all over again, and again, it just did not feel like Wilson's day, even though they did have the lion's share of possession in the first half.
Great Oak skates to one song and one song only. Quick note on Maddie Grieve, by the way, the daughter of Simon Grieve, our boss at the Gazette. So always love covering Maddie.
They were so good in the midfield, man, but only had one shot on goal in the first half as Reinhardt goes off the wrong post. In the 25th minute, everything unlucky, right? Unlucky deflection, unlucky to go to the Great Oak's best player, unlucky to be sitting back like that, unlucky to go off the crossbar, and then finally an unlucky rebound as Bain scores the second goal of the first half.
And so when you're on the road, you need a couple breaks to go your way early so you don't feel like everything's against you. That did not happen for Wilson in this one. It kind of felt like they were part of Great Oak's story a little bit, and oof, it was violent out there, JJ.
Add injury to insult, KPT wears that on the chin, and it was just a regular foul. So it's really not looking good for the Bruins.
You'd be arrested in 2020 for that foul.
But a great halftime adjustment from Kaufman puts Wilson on the front foot. Ozette Hood, after 3 straight throws, gets it to Oates. 3 was kind of a magic number in this game, as we've got 3 goals, Great Oak up 2-1.
However, Great Oak is going to draw a PK and convert to take the momentum right back, and it kind of just felt like a wasted trip back to his homeland for JJ at this point.
Yeah, this was my old stomping grounds in Temecula, and I was not happy to be there. I could have been at any other playoff game, right? But remember that halftime change I was talking about? It was a diamond midfield where Kaufman just basically put Oates and all of his speed in the middle and on the flanks. Like this, a great defender in Megan Furr becomes an awesome winger. She gets it to Skelly. Skelly gets it up to Oates. And then Oates is going to score her second goal in 15 minutes. That looked like something straight out of FIFA 20.
So in the championship highlight, I went and watched that too, and I made a Ball and Oates reference. And how did we not call her Ball and Oates? How was that not her nickname all the time? What a complete missed opportunity.
Too good. Wilson was on the warpath. Moreno making 9 saves in this game. I totally forgot how many saves she had. She also started this counterattack that was key. Furr to Trowbridge, up to KPT. It's just the speed, right? Long Beach speed kills. They force Great Oak into a mistake. Another back pass that helps Wilson, and also they had one against Milliken in the regular season. So while everyone's milling around, kind of setting up or whatever, Reinhardt and Oates do the quick 1-2 restart and catches everybody off guard. I'm going to pause it right here and show you the Great Oak defensive back wall wasn't even set up yet. You just never see that in a playoff soccer game.
Oh, those tricky Bruins, JJ.
Unbelievable. That's what you get when you got 2 seniors who've been playing together for as long as those two girls had. They didn't even have to say anything. They just looked at each other and knew what was about to happen.
Wilson actually was the team closer to the winner and the 4th goal of the half as we go towards the end of regulation. It eventually was not to be, but all the momentum was on the side of Wilson after that amazing second half.
Kaufman told his team to keep the pressure on in overtime, and oh, they did. Welcome to my hood. Ozette Hood and Maddie Grieve creating more on the flank. This is the best chance of the first overtime. So many throws, long throws in this game as Hood gives it to Grieve, who flicks it on, but a well-positioned goalkeeper makes a stop, so we're going to the second overtime period.
Those two players are the hidden gems of this video for me. Every time we've watched one of these videos, we've seen someone where we're like, wow, that was the player that, wasn't getting all of the attention that maybe a Sammy Reinhard was. But Maddie Grieve and Aset Hood, both just incredible players.
So this is one of the strangest things I think we've ever seen. The head referee, before the PK, gives the coin to one of the Great Oak players and lets her flip it. If I was a Wilson player out there, I would have absolutely lost my mind.
Have either of you ever seen that in any other game or sport before?
No!
Not once.
That's a first and a last.
You don't let the players at the casino deal out the cards. That's the reason there's a dealer there. The referee flips the coin. That's nuts.
I think it was tails because Wilson won. So, it all worked out in the end. Everything evens out. And we are completely even going to OT, completely even going to PKs. This Great Oak team, also I got to mention, advanced in the playoffs by making 20 penalty kicks. That is not a joke. In the quarterfinals, their PK final was 21-19. Can you imagine how long that would take?
It probably felt longer than 2020 is going to feel, Jason.
So as we get going here, it's Oates first up, and she's going to clip the post on the way in. She's currently right now playing professionally, internationally.
Ballin' Oates!
And every single one of these shots was so stressful. Great Oak's going to tie it right here, but Moreno did read that correctly. Keep that in mind for later. It just every time these went in, you can see how stressful it was. Sammy Reinhard, who had a great career at Nebraska, powerful to go through the touch.
But then Moreno reading it correctly again, and she saves it with her frickin' face.
The biff of the century for the Bruins. The legendary biff off the face.
Oh, facial LaFleur, total facial.
Sacrifice the body. Chloe Garrios, the senior captain, she's going to come up and easily roll this one home. The most unstressful PK. It's 3-1 Wilson now. Great Oak stays in it, but KPT extends it right where Reinhard went, and again, the keeper gets a touch.
Oh, that's a heart stopper when the keeper is able to get to it and guesses right, but Wilson had the breaks going their way later in this game. As Great Oak pulls it back, here it is, Nikki Vulgaris with a chance to win it. She gave up the PK, and here comes the winner.
Unbelievable. Winner. She didn't even believe it. Chicken dinner. One of the best celebrations I've ever filmed, and we filmed a lot because it was so earnest. And each star got a few seconds to shine. They were like chanting each other's name and stuff. They didn't have any moment to think, how are we going to celebrate? They just went out there and celebrated.
Completely not in their own heads at this point, yes. There's absolutely nothing like a PK victory because you don't know you're going to win it until like a half second before you win it. This one right up there with Milliken Boys Soccer at Loyola for the gold standard for soccer playoff comebacks. Just absolutely crazy.
Anything can happen with a full moon in the sky, boys. And before we get out of here, I just want to talk a little bit about the backstory. When we went to this game, I rode the bus with Wilson, which is also just kind of an interesting experience when we're able to do that. Mostly it just happens with the playoff games. But then when you get back on a bus after a game like that, the emotion that's filling those rows of seats, you could cut it with a knife, and then everybody's so excited to see the video. Because this is 2013. People aren't posting clips on Instagram at this point. I'm the only one who has this video, so I'm editing it. The kids are like coming up and peeking over my shoulder, trying to see what angle I got on their goal and stuff like that. The coaches just want to watch the whole video because they're coaches and they're going to the championship game, which Wilson would go on to win over Sunny Hills.
There is absolutely nothing in high school sports like a road playoff win, and they are my favorite videos to watch and call, and now to recall as part of this classic series. So much fun to relive that absolutely insane game for Wilson.
I also wanted to mention, when I got on the bus, I'm thinking, video's going to be great. It'll be easy to call, speaks for itself. How the heck am I going to get that on paper, though? We were doing the full write-ups on the website at that point, but we had control. So I just went full subhead. I gave him the tail of the tape at the top, did the first half, halftime speech from Kaufman, second half, and then I just did each overtime and PK attempt as its own subhead. I was just like, here it is, dude. If you don't believe me, just go blow by blow with me.
If you have an idea for what you want to see us do next, hit us up on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere you're seeing these videos, and let us know what should be the next 562 Classic.